Hello everyone, in this video Dr. Beth is going to take us through a routine called lower core. It's designed to give you a little bit more strength, stability, and coordination in your lower back and pelvis. A great routine for those of you that suffer with lower back pain. To do this, we're going to start laying on our backs on a yoga mat with our knees bent. We're going to elevate our pelvis up off of the mat and try to hold this position for at least a good 30 seconds. Can you stick it out for a minute? Can you go 2 minutes? That's your goal. Each time you do this, you want to try to strive to do a little bit longer. At some point, though, your pelvis is going to start to dip back down towards the mat. You're going to start shaking. Go ahead and relax and drop down into a resting position. The next exercise we're going to do are called adductor squeezes. And when we're doing our adductor squeezes, we're going to want a ball like a volleyball, basketball, or soccer ball. We're going to go ahead and drop that between our knees. If you don't have a ball, you can always use a pillow off the couch. And we're just going to go ahead and squeeze that ball with our knees. We're going to squeeze and hold for 3 to 5 seconds and then relax. Repeat the squeeze, hold for 3 to 5 seconds, and then relax. I'm sure many of you back in the 70s and 80s had the Thigh Master machines. That's what we're doing here. You basically want to do at least a good 10 of these, upwards of 20, till you basically feel like you have a nice, good workout for that inner leg. Now with this exercise, as well as any of our other exercises or videos, if you feel like you're having more discomfort than you should, be sure to stop the exercise and talk to one of the doctors at Back to Health so that we can assist you. Okay, staying on our backs, the next exercise that we're going to go into is called leg scissors. We'll get rid of our ball, and we'll start elevating one leg at a time, nice and straight. Raise them up off the ground to about a perpendicular 90 degrees, and let them back down. We want to do at least a good 10 on each leg. If this is a little easy for you and you want to up it a little bit, you can always elevate both of your heels off the ground and maintain those heels off the ground. Don't let those heels touch. Back and forth. Again, at least a good 10 to 20 of these leg scissors. You should feel this in your lower abdomen, on the front of your legs, in your pelvis. The next thing we're going to do is downward dog. To do that, we're going to switch over to being on all fours. And then we're going to come up into a pike position. Now you can alter this position by moving your hands forward or moving them back towards your feet until you feel like you have an adequate level of stretch in your lower back and down the back of your legs. We're going to hold this position for at least a good 30 seconds, and then we'll go ahead and take that left knee and we'll dip that left knee in just a little bit to try to get a little extra stretch on that right calf. So we'll spread our legs a little bit, and we'll drop the left knee, stretch the right calf, and then opposite. Drop the right knee, stretch the left calf. Back and forth, a handful of times on each leg until we feel like we get a nice stretch in our calves. You really should feel this in the back of your legs and in your lower back, all the way up through your hamstrings and into your calves. Good, we'll finish with a little more downward dog. And then we'll go right on to our abdomen. We're going to go right to laying on our stomach. And we're going to do what we call the Superman position. So for Superman, we lay down. We bring our hands straight out in front of us and elevate our arms and our legs up off the table. The next thing we're going to do is bring the arms out straight and go into T-Man. Again, elevating our arms, our legs, our upper body up off the mat, squeezing those shoulder blades together. You'll feel this burn from top to bottom, all the way into from your calves to your hamstrings to your glutes to your lower back and up into your shoulder blades. The last one we're going to do is bring the hands straight back, palms up, and elevate towards the ceiling up off that mat. Hold these positions for at least a good 10 seconds. Can you hold it for 20? Can you hold it for 30? That's your goal. At some point, it's going to burn. And at that point, you can relax. The next thing we're going to do is prone leg extensions. We're going to bring a little rolled up towel here for our forehead. And one at a time, we're going to extend our legs up into the air, back and forth, doing at least a good 10 on each leg. You should feel this in your lower back, into your glutes, and into your hamstrings. When we're doing our prone leg extensions, we want to make sure that our legs are going straight up in the air with our toes pointed straight down towards the ground. One of the things that we don't want to do is we don't want to let our legs drift out to the side. Dr. Beth's going to show us what we don't want. We don't want that. Stay in control and keep the legs nice and straight in alignment. We're going to come up onto all fours now. We're going to do basically the same exercise on all fours. We're going to do leg extensions. Again, feeling this in your lower back, feeling it in your glutes, feeling it in your hamstrings. We're going to try to do 10 on each leg. And if you can, hold a little squeeze at the top there. Hold and squeeze. Hold and squeeze. Perfect. Again, when we're doing our leg extensions, we want to make sure that the legs come straight back. We want to make sure that the toes are tipped straight down towards the ground. Dr. Beth is going to show us again what we don't want to have happen. We don't want to have that leg coming out to the side. Okay? Keep that leg nice and straight, coming straight back into the sky with a little hold at the end. Try to squeeze it at the end and hold for 2 to 3 seconds. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do opposite arms, opposite legs. On this one, we're doing a leg extension, but with our opposite arm, we're extending that out as well. We're going to hold for a 2 count. 1, 2, down. Other side, 1, 2, down. Good. Again, not to belabor the point, but we want to make sure our legs are nice and straight as we can keep them. Don't let that leg wander out to the side. Keep those arms out straight in front of you. Don't want that. Pull it in. There we go. You may find yourself a little bit off balance with this exercise, but you'll get better at it. Stick with it. The next thing we're going to do is a standing squat. With a standing squat, we want to make sure that our feet are just a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. We keep our weight back on our heels, keeping a good, healthy posture with the lower back. We're going to squat down and hold for 2 seconds, coming back up. When we're squatting, there's 2 things you need to think about. You need to think about sticking your butt out and dropping your belly button towards the ground. Keeping those shoulders nice and square. You do not want to bend at the waist. You do not want those shoulders to roll forward and arch your lower back. You want to keep that nice curvature in your lower back. So stick that butt out and drop that belly button down to the ground. For your last rep, I want you to hold it. Can you hold it 10 seconds? How about 20? Can you go 30? At some point, you're going to feel that burn. And when you do, go ahead and stand up. The last thing we're going to do is a standing hip flexor exercise, and these are toe taps. So we bring our left hand down and we tap our right foot. Likewise, we bring our right hand down and tap our left foot. Again, we're going to try to do 10 on each leg. If you're feeling extra ambitious, go ahead and shoot for 20. You'll feel these on the front of your leg and in your lower abdomen. Keep those legs nice and straight during your toe taps. Nice and straight. It's a great hip flexor strengthening exercise. And that's it. You're all done.